Welcome back, everyone, to the Michigan Trails Report podcast. I'm your host, Tom Funk. Today we're going to continue with another hike out of 50 hikes on Michigan and Wisconsin's North Country Trail. We're going to be hiking in the Mackinac State Forest. This is going to be a 31.5-mile jaunt. This is going to be a 2 to 3 day hike, depending on your talent level, I guess. This is going to be a little bit of a hilly hike today, too. And in general, you're going to walk the contours along the sides of hills and through valleys. And the trail designers really took the time to minimize your effort and maximize the views, as there will be several. Between Welsh and Springvale roads, you're going to hike along the ridge, and your views will be to the west. And after crossing Springvale Road, you'll go right back up and snake around the hills, keeping mostly to the contour until crossing the Thumb Lake Road. And you'll have a small road walk in here, too, and there are going to be more ups and downs, and there's going to be a highway crossing in there as well until we get to the Warner Creek pathway trailhead. So, how to find this? Well, this is not a very well-used segment of trail. There's really nothing as far as services or anything are concerned, but you're going to you got Harmon Road, which is southeast of Petoskey, and from the intersection with US 31, you're going to take US 131 south 5 3/4 miles to Bear River Road. Turn east or left, drive 5.3 miles until the road forks, and take the left fork, which is Maxwell Road. And the first intersection on the east, which is on the right side, is with Harmon Road, is 1.5 miles farther. You're going to turn east or right and follow Harmon Road until it ends at Welsh Road in about 7/10 of a mile. Trailhead is about 2/10 of a mile east from the Welsh and Harmon Road intersection. The Warner Creek Pathway Trailhead, however, is easy to find. It's just right off Michigan 32, just 1.5 miles west of the intersection with US 131, well marked and all that. The intersection is between the communities of Boyne Falls and Mansalona, which are your two nearest towns that have facilities and services. So Boyne Falls, 3 miles west from the intersection with Thumb Lake Road, which is also called County Road 48 in Kuzmic, and backcountry camping is allowed in the state forest. The North Country Trail winds through some hilly terrain as you head south. You'll cross 3 creeks within half a mile, come to and cross Welsh Road, pass a cattle gate on your right, and you're going to follow the trail as it starts going uphill. There are the headwaters of the Minnehaha Creek, about 100 feet into the woods. You may have to search for puddles in dry years. The trail undulates for about 2 miles through heavy woods, utilizing some little-used roads and trails as it comes to the intersection of Welsh Road, which is a gravel road, and Springvale Road. At the Emmett and Charlevoix County line, there is a hiker register box. Yay, you made it through another county. Shortly thereafter, a spur trail goes off to the right, which is a loop to the Cherry Valley Overlook. This 9/10 of a mile hike rejoins the North Country Trail 3/10 of a mile further down. The overlook can be used as a decent bivouac if you'd like, but there isn't any water there. After crossing Springvale Road at the 5.6 mile mark, you'll be going in a southerly direction. Notice a slight elevation change upward, then follow the contour of the land for about 2.5 miles with a series of noticeable hills to your left or on your east side. The trail will turn to the right or west and then bear left, south, and then it's going to turn to the left in a southeasterly direction as you climb upward to the top of Chandler Hill. There are a couple of unreliable streams in the area that may have water during wet periods, but I would not count on them. Cross Chandler Hill Road at the 10.4 mile mark and hike up onto a ridge, which you'll travel along for the next several miles with noticeable elevation changes as you head south. You'll quickly descend just before coming to Thumb Lake Road again, and you'll be at the 13.7 mile mark. And at this point, there is a small creek. Turn right or west onto Thumb Lake Road and walk past the intersection with Slashing Road. Turn left or south on Baker Road, which is a gravel road, and walk 0.5 of a mile, and then turn right or west onto Camp 10 Road. And the trail will become a quiet road walk at the intersection with Kuzmic Road. There is an unreliable stream that crosses Baker Road. At the intersection of Thumb Lake Road and Kuzmic Road at the 16.2-mile mark, hike Kuzmic Road south and cross Kuzmic Creek, which is a reliable water source. The road walk heads uphill and south, then turns left or east, and then right, south again. So the road's going to come to a Y. You're going to veer right, which is to the west. At this point, the road has become a rutted affair and enters the woods on your right to the west, just after the bend. The roads are still blazed, and the trail where the trail actually starts on the ground is marked with carcinite posts. Be aware, this area is frequented by off-road vehicles and snowmobilers, and blazes frequently are vandalized on this stretch of trail. Hike southerly, leave the 2-track at the 19.2-mile mark, climb to the top of the hill for views to the west, and then undulate through the forested terrain. The trail turns due south to Gem Road, and there are several intermittent streams that may have water in this area. Turn right or west onto Gem Road, and you're going to be at the 24.3-mile mark. And this is an unimproved road. You'll need to hike to get over to US 131. At US 131, you're going to turn left or south for less than half a mile, then veer left onto a gravel road called Dobleski Road. Future trail development will reroute the trail so it crosses Gem Road and parallels Dobleski Road to the west, possibly using the road to cross the South Branch Boyne River. And in the meantime, hike across the South Branch of the Boyne River as a road walk until you see the trailhead on your right. Leave Dobleski Road at the 26.5-mile mark. Hike 1/10 of a mile through the woods, up and over US 131, and into a hilly woods for a short distance. And the trail climbs the ridges and stays high with a couple of dips before reaching M32 at the 31.5-mile mark. And after crossing M32 to the south side of the highway, the North Country Trail soon joins the Warner Creek Pathway Loop Trail, which it follows west to the parking lot on the south side of Michigan 32, about 0.8 of a mile to the west, and eventually actually connects up with the Jordan River Pathway, which will be our next installment as we move along hiking the North Country Trail as we head south. I camped twice on this segment. My first time, I actually camped at one of those intermittent streams, and that's where the, hey, you may have to get water out of puddles comment came from, because that's what I literally had to do. And then where I mentioned the carcinite posts is where I camped as well, and it was a sleepless night of a bunch of drunks on four-wheelers driving up and down the roads and the trail. So, now this was a long time ago. It may have changed since then. But anyways, fair warning. All right. Here's another podcast for you. Join us next time as we continue hiking south, and we're going to be on the Jordan River Pathway, and then we're going to be leaving the Mackinac State Forest and entering the Pere Marquette State Forest. And with that, thank you. Make sure to subscribe. Thank you, Adam Main, for the music. And visit tomfunk.net. Follow us on Facebook and all that good stuff. All right. Thank you. See you again.